Hey guys, Ray from Love You RV and Boat. Today I'm going to be installing a USB outlet into my RV. It's from a company called Wattcycle. Not too long ago I did a video on one of their large batteries, and they asked me if I wanted to review one of their smaller batteries, and they do have a trolling motor battery that I'm going to review. But I also saw on their site one of these, and I thought it might be of interest to my audience to do an install and test it out for you. So it's pretty simple to install. There's only two wires. It runs on the 12 volt and then converts it to your USB A and USB C. The C is a PD 3.0 standard and the A is a QC 3.0 standard. Has an on-off switch. I guess it's backlit, and then it's got a little cover too. Just screws to the wall, and then this just plate goes on there to kind of hide the screws. Before I install it, I'm just going to take it apart and have a look inside, because they claim it has over voltage protection, short circuit protection, temperature protection, stuff like that. So I just want to make sure in there that there is actually a circuit board that has some chips and stuff. We'll just give you a look inside anyway. Okay, there's quite a bit in there actually. A couple of choke coils. Reduce interference probably, some filter capacitors for the voltage, and then there's numerous chips on the back there for the voltage conversion and also probably the protections. So it does look fairly legit. Give you a look where I'm going to install it. Just under our TV here, we've got some power outlets here, and this is usually where we're plugging in our various chargers to charge phones and camera batteries, etc., etc. This was originally here. It had two of these coax cable outlets here, and this is where I will plug the TV cable in if I'm going to be on like a RV park cable system, which I rarely bother anymore because there's, streaming services in YouTube, so we rarely use that. And it had two of them before, because back in the day people used to have satellite boxes and things that you'd have to run a cable out and back into. So it's basically useless now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and put it right there. It's going to look a little bit funny right now, but later on I think I'll get a black one of these to replace it. This is our actual TV antenna on the roof, and it's powered. It's got a button here to power it, so there is 12 volts right here, so it's going to be very convenient. I'll be able to put those wires through that hole and connect it up over here, and then I'll have power here, and that'll get screwed right there. That way we'll have some options of just plugging our phones and things right in to the USB versus having all kinds of dongles and stuff hanging out over here. Okay, so I've pulled out this antenna amplifier box, and all this stuff is the OEM routing for the cable TV in the RV. There's a splitter here because we have other TV outlets in the RV. But the most important thing I'm looking for here is this wire coming in here. That's my 12 volt circuit that powers this, and you can see it's plugged onto this board here. So I just want to confirm the polarity. Generally in my RV, the wire with the stripe is the positive, so there's an orange stripe on this wire. The other wire is just plain white. Just take my meter here and put it on those two wire connections. And there I have 13.7 volts, and you can see it's positive. If I switch it around here, it's negative, so that tells me the polarity is correct. So that is my positive wire, and the other one is my negative wire. And on here, red is positive, black is negative. Now a person could just hook that up to that wire there. Different ways to do it. I usually prefer to solder these low voltage wires. Some people will crimp them or use lever nuts, different things like that. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to solder them to that board. But first I'm going to actually change these wires. They're pretty thin. You can see the thickness of this. If I can go to that same thickness and solder it onto that board, then I can just go with the fuse protection that's already on that line. If I stayed with these little wires, I might actually put a little fuse in there just to give it some circuit protection, because these are quite thin wires. Kind of an abundance of caution here. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I found some thicker wires and soldered them onto that board. I just feel a little bit better about that. There we are, back together again. Just had to kind of cut the case a bit because of the thicker wires. I think I'll fill that with a bit of silicone. There we be. Okay, so just drilled a couple pilot holes just so the screws would fit in there properly. Got her lined up. Like I say, it'll look better if I get a black plug plate there. Now we've got these wires coming out. I'm just going to have to attach them to there. Okay, got those soldered, power and ground on the back of that. Just do a quick check here. Yeah, looks like she's got power. Just sew things up here and give it a try. Okay, quick test. Hook the phone up, not charging. Charging. Good, seems to be working. And when we don't want to use it, just turn it off and close the door. Cool. Till next time, Ray from Love You RV and Boat. Cheers, guys.